What's going on, guys? We got one more part in this Alex Victor 1996 interview. This is part 3. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos. Check it out. If you like the channel, you want to support the channel, you can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address, and I do donation request videos. So if there's something you want me to listen to, watch, talk about, a question, hit me direct, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and in the notes section, leave a description, leave a link, let me know what you want the video to be on, and I'll make the video. Thank you, guys. All right, let's get to this. Part 3. Bam.
Singing lead vocals on this track. This is from Victor on Rockline, the first solo record from Alex Lifeson. The song is called Start Today from Alex Lifeson's album Victor. And on vocals, well, it's not who you think it is. Let's put it that way. As a matter of fact, George, listening to Q104 in New York, has a question about that particular vocalist. George?
Hi, how are you?
Fine. What's your question for Alex?
I just wanted to know, where did you find Del Bello? She's her song, her sound is great. She sounds a lot like Getty from the earlier days, and I read about that in the Guitar magazine, but it was just I guess it was just a coincidence.
Well, you know, it didn't occur to me when she did it, because I was sitting there in the control room staring at her in the studio doing it. We spent quite a bit of time on the song, but she's been around, she's a Canadian singer. She's been around for quite a while here in Canada. She has a few records out here, and she's got a record coming out very shortly, if it's not out already. She was just completing it when I was finishing up Victor. But she is just amazing. I mean, even when I hear that song today, it gives me goosebumps. She's got such power and such a sense of character in her voice. I loved working with her, and I think I fell totally in love with her on that day working together. She was great. A really smart, excellent person, wonderful to work with.
Hopefully this will give her some exposure down here in the States, and we can get clued in on what a lot of Canada has known for a number of years here. Del Bello is her name. Thanks, George, for the call. Scott in Miami listening to 94.9 Zeta tonight. Scott?
Yeah, hello. I'm a flight instructor down here in Miami, and I had read somewhere that you should do some flying. I was wondering if you're still sticking to it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just picked up a little bit of time on a Navajo going down to Bearsville, friend's plane. But more importantly, over the last couple of years, I've been flying with the Canadian Air Force on the F-5.
Wow.
I've got a couple hours on F-18s, but I've picked up, I guess, about 4 hours on the F-5. And last time I flew, it was chocks to chocks. Did the whole thing, taxied out, takeoff, did some air work, came back, did 5 touch and goes, and came to a full stop landing and brought it in, and they chocked it again. So that was my one of my thrills of my life to do that.
I bet. How many G's were you pulling at one time?
I think the max we pulled was 6.2 in the 18. That was a lot.
That's a whole new way of looking at life, isn't it?
It sure is.
Scott, good call. Chris in Oceanside, California, listening to Rock 102.1 in San Diego this evening. Chris.
Hey, how's it going, Alex?
Good, Chris.
You know what? I think Rush and you guys are one of the best bands ever. Your acoustical guitar work is beautiful.
Thank you.
My question for you is it possible that in the near future, or any time in the future, that Rush might do an acoustic collection of songs?
Sort of an unplugged thing, I guess you mean. You know, I think we're kind of really plugged in, and I would think that we'd probably like to keep it that way. We've never felt a desire to really do that.
That would be very weird.
I think I'd rather try to play some more of the older songs that we haven't played in a long time as they were recorded or as they should be played live than spend the time to work out on an acoustic set.
Wow, so do them in their original arrangement. Boy, that would make a lot of the old fans thrilled to hear that
Yeah,
information.
it would be fun to do that, I think.
Yeah. Alex Lifeson with us for the full 90 tonight. Mark is listening to us in beautiful Banff, Alberta. CJ95 in Calgary is our station there. Hey, Mark.
Hey.
You're on with Alex Lifeson.
All right, Alex. I've been a big fan of yours for a few years now. Been following your last 6 tours. I was just a lot of Canadian bands have been influenced by you, among like Tragically Hip. I was wondering if you were doing anything with any bands like that, especially the Hip, in the next little while.
I'm sorry, we lost you there for just a second. Can you repeat that?
He wanted to. He said that so many Canadian bands have been influenced by you and
right.
Rush, and he mentioned specifically Tragically Hip, and if you may have been or foresee in the future perhaps being involved with that band on any level.
Excuse me. Not at this point. The Hip are a very big band in Canada, and they're a terrific band. And they tour and do everything in their own right. Perhaps in the future we might have the opportunity to work together. I'd love to go out every show and watch them play, but as far as working together, no plans for it.
That would be a nice bill, wouldn't it? Rush and Tragically Hip, love to see that.
Yeah,
like
it would be great,
band?
actually.
We're speaking with Alex Lifeson. We'll have more
band?
from the Victor album and more of your phone calls coming up on the Global Satellite Network.
That would be interesting. Mix of fans.
Steve Downs with Alex Lifeson from Rush. That is Mr. X, one of 2 instrumental tracks you'll find on the Victor album that not only showcase the stellar guitar work of Alex Lifeson, but also some great work there by Peter Cardiali on bass. Is that the right way to say that there, Alex? Peter Cardiali? Cardinelli. And also Blake Manning on drums there. The song is called Mr. X. Terry in Columbus, Ohio, listening to QFM 96 tonight. Terry, you're on with Alex Lifeson.
Hey, Alex, thanks for all the great music all these years. And thanks for taking a call from my brother earlier, actually. My question was, a frequent topic on the National Midnight Star is your nightmares and how they've inspired some of the things you've written over the years. Are any of the things on this album from nightmares?
Oh, well, this was a nightmare working on it at times, but no, they haven't been inspired by anything like that. And they're not so much nightmares as they are just very unusual dreams. But I've made promises to both Ged and Neil that I would never talk about it. Is that right? I'm sick of hearing it.
One of those dreams where you wake up and go,
any of this.
What the hell was that?
That's right. Stephen in Lowell, Massachusetts, listening to Rock 101 WGIR FM in Manchester, New Hampshire this evening. Stephen.
Hello, Alex.
Hi.
Hi. Just wondering if you still keep in touch with the B-Man, the author of Rush Visions, Bill Banashevitz. I'm not sure of the pronunciation.
Yeah, no, not really.
There you go. That one answered. Matt in is that Denton, Texas, listening to Q102 in Dallas, home of the soon-to-be going to the Super Bowl Dallas Cowboys there. Hey, Matt.
Hello.
You're on with Alex Lifeson.
Hi, Matt.
Alex, I'm a huge Rush fan. You created a really super album that stands up really well on its own. Congratulations.
Great. Thank you very much.
I'd like to ask you, doing all the work on the album on your own, did it change the dynamics of recording with Rush at all? I mean, did it change your input level that you might have given on a Rush album, considering you've done all this on your own now and you have the experience behind you?
Yeah, I think I feel a little more self-confidence having done what I did. And I think if I brought anything into this new writing session, it has been that. I'm a little more definite in what I'm doing and the way I hear things. And I think when Ged and I work together, that has just helped us work a little more efficiently. We seem to be getting all our results much quicker than we have in the past. And the results seem to be much more definite. Now, I'm not saying that it's all because of this. The fact that we had the time off and everybody was in such a great headspace really added to that whole experience being as good as it was. But for me personally, I do feel more confidence having done this.
And to our guest this evening, Alex Lifeson. Always a pleasure, Alex. We talked about it very briefly, and I know you guys, Rush has just gone back into the studio. Can you give us any sort of idea of the direction of the new Rush album?
No, I can't, but I can say that we started recording last week, and everything sounds great. And the material is really strong, and we're really really feel strongly about this record. I think it's going to be one of the best records we've ever made. I always think that with each record, but this time I really believe it. There's a feel to this record that I don't think we've ever had on any other Rush record, and I can't wait to hear this record finished.
Nor can we.
Really looking forward to it.
And congratulations on some great work with Victor, and I hope you get a chance to take that out on the road one of these days as well.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
I'm Steve Downs.
Cool.
See ya.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know that he flew planes. Is it planes? Yeah, that's interesting. So many guys like that, they like fly planes or like helicopters or like something like that, just as like a random side thing. That's an expensive thing to be into, right? It costs a lot of money to like take those, to like rent and take those things out, right? Yeah, that Dal Bello track, she was really good. I like that one a lot. That was the first one that hit me. I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, she's great. She was great. Yeah, that was a great track for sure. Can't believe the acoustic guitar thing. I mean, that's just not. I can't imagine Rush ever. That's like, that's weird. It sounds, it feels weird. Like I feel weird even thinking about how they would even do that and wanting to do. Has he heard Rivendell? Like, you want more of that? Oh boy, maybe Rush isn't the band for you. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, I guess 96, the whole MTV Unplugged thing was happening. Yeah, I can't see them. This is like they're nearly at the point where they're just doing like whole nights without opening acts. These massive venues that they're packing, people that want to rock. Anyways, yeah, I can't imagine that whole acoustic thing. It's like half the time he's not even playing acoustic. He's playing his PRS or whatever. And it's like, you know, piezo or some kind of clean and like altered tone to kind of like emulate acoustic. Yeah, I'm not, I've heard of the Tragically Hip before, but I always, they're a jam band or in like that kind of vein, like Jam-E or something like that? That's what I always thought. But I'm not familiar with their music. I haven't heard it. That would be, I feel like a weird mix. But I don't know what they actually sound like, so who knows? Maybe it would work. I didn't know about that whole nightmares thing. What's going on with that? Or dreams? I guess he's like, it's not really, you know, I could see him joking because he's a jokey guy where he's calling them nightmares, but you know, it's actually just dreams or whatever. But I hadn't heard about that. That's interesting. I guess nightmares, that would make sense on this album, on Victor, for sure. It's too bad we weren't able to get much information on Test for Echo. It sounds like they literally had just started working on it. That would have been cool to hear, because that's the one I'm about to get into. I've not, as of recording this, I've not heard it yet. But I will be. I will be soon, and I can't wait to hear Dog Years. Oh man, I looked up the lyrics for Half the World also. I'm like, oh boy, what is this gonna be? Another one. This is gonna be another heresy, another one of those ones. So I mean, I don't know. I looked it up because I was responding to an email that I got, you know, regarding all this, and I was trying to make a joke about like half. So I was looking up Rush lyrics with the word half in it, and this one was immediately the first thing that came up. It was pretty much the only thing that came up, just because probably it was like every line was like half this, half. It's like in every line. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. All right. Interesting. Some, you know, I feel like this interview was like the album, just kind of like half and half. Some interesting things to kind of catch, and other things just like, okay. All right, how you doing? Great. How you doing? Great. How you doing? Great. I got 2 questions. Only asked 1. I have to, you know, like whatever. Anyways, cool. All right, we're gonna be on to. I'm not sure where I'm gonna place these interviews actually in the lineup of videos. So I don't know if Test for Echo is already out and these are also coming out or what. But Test for Echoes will be happening. So yeah, I'll catch you then.